Hi, do you know what my typical day is like? I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do is I give thanks for actually waking up. And I'm supposed to do a number one things. I'm supposed to oil pull. I'm supposed to do my press ups. I'm supposed to, I set myself all these little tasks that I'm supposed to do. What do? I get up. I thank God that I'm alive to see another day. And then I go on my social media. And that takes me away from all the things I've planned to do. It takes me away from my press ups. It takes me away from making breakfast. It takes me away from, getting dressed properly and giving myself time. But you know what? Sometimes I think to myself, being on Facebook is not necessarily trivial. As far as I'm concerned, we're communicating with the world. Out there, you're giving inspiration, you're sharing thoughts, you're sharing feelings. People are sharing theirs with you. And I just find it so inspiring to be able to share parts of you with other people. Sometimes I wonder why Facebook is so popular. And I think it's popular because you're just one big family. And you know each other's lives, you know what each other person is thinking, whether it's something you approve of or it's not. But you have everybody's interest, what's important to every single person on a platform. And each individual is ego driven. Each individual wants somebody to endorse what they're saying, wants somebody to acknowledge what they're saying. And then they'll see how many people have either looked at a photograph or looked at something you've written or something you've written about something you've watched. Life is good because without this interaction, so many people, I don't understand why they say for some people get depressed. But I guess if they're comparing what you have with what they have, then I guess they can. If they think, oh, how come she's got 47 likes on her photograph if I've only got one? They might start comparing and they might start feeling inadequate. And I've heard that people actually get depressed because of things like that. But putting that aside, when you think about what impact you're making with the world, that is what is important. When you get so many likes or so many shares, it shows that it shows that you're doing something right. When you're coming from a place of selflessness and not selfishness, it tells something to the other person. People get fed up with listening to their stories. Worries me. Sometimes people are talking about, something egotistical. And I've noticed that most people, they don't respond to things that are not inspiring. If there's a death, they'll acknowledge that. But if you're not positive, I've noticed that a lot of those get overlooked. Personally, I don't really acknowledge things that are negative on Facebook. I just look for what's going to inspire me and make me feel better about my day. Once I've done that for it usually takes up about 15-20 minutes of my morning. And then I have my shower and then I have something quick to eat, probably a smoothie. And then I ask for my protection to get to work. But my days are pretty well organized. No day is ever the same. More recently, I've been doing these videos and I find that they're very, they inspire me, and I also like the fact that I can share my experience with other people. I think the main message of this video today is that when you wake up, you give thanks. You don't have to be too rigid, but whatever you do, you see how you can help another person. See what you have within yourself that you can share that might enable another person. We weren't put on this earth just to look after ourselves. We are caretakers. We're servants, which means we serve others. And I think It's such a beautiful way to start the day. I used to think of it quite negatively at one point, and I used to think I'm wasting my time. I should really be more disciplined, more organized. But I realize that that's formed a habit. I've been doing it for months now, and it's actually a habit, and it's a positive habit because I'm always trying to look for something uplifting to share with my fellow Facebookers. Anyway, I hope this has been a little bit inspiring. So if you're a Facebook or a Twitter follower or a Instagram, just as long as you are sending a message that can help someone else and it's not just about you, you'll be okay. But if it's all about you and what you want to promote about yourself, people get bored and then you get sidetracked and then you don't even get your message out. Some people, if they've got a dance to go to or if they want to promote a record, and it's about me, sometimes people just ignore it. But if you send out the message that's going to benefit someone else, then you'll get a better response. So always think about your audience, not about yourself. Yourself will be taken care of when you take care of others. Okay? Some people do say, though, that you have to look after yourself first before you look after others. But I think when you look after others, you end up looking after yourself, if that makes sense. And that's all for now.